Hi, y'all. It's my first episode. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm here. I'm here finally. My first episode. Yes. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for these conversations? These are going to be some amazing conversations that I am going to have with you all. So, first, let me introduce my name, right? For y'all who are new, my name is CachiaCherise, and this podcast is called Transparency and Truth, which is a podcast centered around hard hitting topics that are not being talked about in a way that touches the human spirit for change. These will be real, honest, and authentic conversations from me to you. So, in this episode one, I will be giving you a little background about moi. First thing I want you to know is that God is my center. He is the head of my life. And Jesus Christ is my first love. So leading with that, I am fully obedient to God leading my life and the things that he has mapped out for me, right? For he knows the plans he has for you, right? So, with that being said, let me get into the stuff about me. So, I was born in Chicago, Illinois. I was raised in Chicago, Illinois. And growing up on the west side of Chicago was a bit challenging. So I had a mixture of suburban as well growing up in Maywood. That gave me a little bit of a different type of vibe. It gave me a different. It let me see two different sides, right? The west side of Chicago, growing up there in the 90s, in the 80s and the 90s was amazing because when you just think of the fusion of music, of food, of people, unmatched, unmatched. I went to schools like Lexington Elementary in Maywood. I went to Lower Ward on the west side of Chicago Elementary. Then I graduated and went to Marshall High, C4L. If you know, you know. And going to college, it was definitely, the experience was pretty good. I had family in high school, at that high school, and I was able to make friends. I was shy. I was kind of to myself and more focused on getting good grades and getting to college. And boy, did I get to college. So let me tell you how that scenario went. After graduating from Marshall High School, I went to Malcolm X Junior College on the west side of Chicago. I graduated there with my pharmacy technician certificate as well as an AS in science. Then I transferred to a junior college out south on 103rd and Prairie. Can't remember the name right off. And then I was also, as I was going to that junior college, I was actually going to Chicago State at the same time because I was trying to get my financial aid. And then it was just, I was trying to take these classes to get into pharmacy school. It was a whole thing. And then once I did that, I actually ended up going to Northern Illinois University for 1 year. And that was amazing because I stayed in the dorms. I met some great people. I even was able to meet back up with a childhood classmate from Lexington at NIU. So it was good because I did gain those 30 pounds, those 30 freshman pounds. I did gain that. And I had a good experience being there. It was just a different type of environment. It was college town, and I loved it. I finished up some courses there, and then I went back to the junior college to finish up some courses. And then guess what happened? You all know I wanted to go to pharmacy school. So when I applied to a couple of schools, Howard was my number one pick, Howard University in Washington, D.C. And when I applied the first time, I didn't get accepted. Nope, I did not, because of my PCAT examination scores. And if you know, you know. However, I was supposed to be there. So when God nudged me to call the beginning of the summer to ask about my application, I was told about a summer program that they were having at Howard University for pharmacy students who had not did well on their PCAT examinations, and they had already filled the classes. But I'm CachiaCherise, and I got in. I got in. And being at Howard University in Washington, D.C. in the early 2000s, it was really good. It was a mixture of different races. It was people from different backgrounds. It was beautiful. And guess where I stayed? I stayed at the School of Divinity, where students who plan to become pastors train. So the school was on the first and second floor, and the dorms were on the third floor. And boy, did I learn a lot. Spiritually, what I learned, priceless. Discernment, priceless. So being in that environment, oh my goodness, meeting different people. I did not party. A lot of people ask me, did you party when you were at Howard? No. I was in the books. I was studying around the clock, trying to keep up with those pharmaceutical courses. And as I go into my episodes, I will expound more on some of the stories as it surrounds Howard. It's very, very interesting. So after Howard, I actually went to Colorado State University, which is online, and I also went to American Intercontinental University for my MBA. And guess what? I'm looking into going for my PhD. Actually, it's going to be a doctorate in education coming up very soon. So I'm going back to school? What? Oh my goodness. But it's in something that I love, so I can't complain. I'm a forever student. So you want to know a little bit more about me? What states did I live in? I lived in Chicago, of course, Chicago, Illinois. I lived in Washington, D.C. I lived in Hyattsville, Maryland. I lived in Aurora, Colorado. I lived in Sandy Springs, Georgia. And now I live in Arizona and maybe another state. I think I'm about to do a residency, actually. So I'm looking into having dual residency here and another state, not Chicago. How many have I ever been married? Yes. Yes. I'm actually in the process of a divorce right now. My first marriage. So I am going to be newly divorced. Do I still believe in love? Yes. I will never stop believing in love. God is love. So how could I stop believing in love? I love love. There's love out here. Yes, I still believe in love. And how many children do I have? I have two that I grew in this belly. Two grew in this belly, and then I have bonus children as well. So that's basically some nuggets that I just dropped on y'all as far as my background. I'm the oldest of three. Oldest of three. And being the oldest, you're the one that gets like the beginning of everything. Like you're the first child. So you know how that is, firstborns. But overall, I can say that I'm well rounded. I am a loving, loving person. I'm a person that looks at different perspectives. I'm a person that loves to laugh. I love to have fun, natural fun, no alcohol, no drugs. I'm a person that loves to smile and see the brighter side of things. Ding, see this yellow. I have a yellow wrap on. That's how vibrant I am. And I love to uplift people. I love to help people. What are some of the things that I do? So I am an author of 2 books. I am an international speaker. I am a youth advocate. I go hard for the youth. I go hard for the youth. And I am a podcaster. Woo! And a host. So there's a lot of hats that I wear, and I wear them proudly. And I love everything that I do. And I love God's people. I love God's children. Like when I go outside, I'm the one that's sparking conversations. I'm the one that's um, making people laugh. I'm kind of funny. However, I still have that introvert as well. So sometimes I like to be by myself. Sometimes I like to just stay in the house. And sometimes, that just gives me time to reflect. That gives me time to be creative in my own way. Gives me time to have time with God, right? Worship, praising. So I do have that time for me. But I am excited about this season of transparency and truth. And another little tidbit, I am a pescatarian of 17 years. And I'll get into that story on another episode. I want to welcome you to my podcast. I want to thank you for tuning in to my podcast. And I want to let you know that you will enjoy and have fun in my podcast. You will be challenged in my podcast. Your thoughts will be challenged. Your soul will be challenged. Your perspectives will be challenged. As much as I love to have fun, I love to spark your brain and get you to think and get you to look at different perspectives of things, different just ways of conversation. So get ready. This is episode 1, very short, getting to the point of who I am. But wait till episode 2. That right there, get ready for me to be as transparent, as raw and real as it gets. Again, my name is CachiaCherise, and I'm sending you love, joy, and peace.